We live in a new age, and it's time for us to upgrade our tinfoil hats. Operation Tinfoil is a freedom-focused small business and trusted sponsor of this show. Their super comfortable new line of beanies and baseball caps will not only crown your skull in style, but each of these dome defenders is lined with a silver mesh that blocks up to 99% of EMF radiation from cell phone towers, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, and yes, even 5G. We don't know what EMF radiation does to the brain long term, but neither do they, so don't be their guinea pig and don't wait around to find out. Get your stylish tinfoil hat of the future today at gettinfoil.com. Use the promo code SYSTEM for $10 off your order. Again, that's gettinfoil.com. Use the promo code SYSTEM for $10 off your order. Today's episode is sponsored by Decido Apparel Company. Decido's shirts and apparel will not just cover your ugly body, but they'll make you look good and maybe even help you strike up an uncomfortable conversation, and you know how I feel about those. With grabbing designs like Where's the List, Operation Northwoods, Fetterman 24, Branch Davidians Should Have Never Stopped Shooting, and my personal favorite, Stanley Kubrick's Apollo 11, Decido shirts will have you opening up valuable conversation doors and building culture one wear at a time. Check out all their designs and support this incredible company now at Decido.com. That is DSYDO.com. Get it.
Horse open sleigh, the fields we go, laughing all the way, ha ha ha. Bells on bobtail ring, making spirits bright. What fun it is to ride and sing a sleighing song tonight. Oh, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Keep it going.
Alright, that's enough. That's enough of that. What's up, y'all? Ladies, gentlemen, boys, girls, Merry Christmas. Welcome, all of you, to the least comfortable show on the web. It's The System Is Down. Perhaps you're wondering what this sticker is on my shirt. I know you can't really see the shirt well in this lighting. It's black print on gray, which is one of my personal faves because I don't like gaudiness, but got this brand new Stanley Kubrick's Apollo 11 shirt in the mail today from the one and only Decido.com, DSYDO.com. Check them out. If you are a sponsor of this show and you send me free shit, I will talk about it even more than I already do on this show. And if you would like to send me some free shit of your own, P.O. Box 84, Aledo, Illinois 61231. Get into the giving spirit because it is Christmas time and we're going to celebrate Christmas the way the good Lord intended, which is, I don't know, just ranting about shit, taking some calls, and having some fun. It's going to be a fun one. I don't know what it's going to be. Not a whole lot of plans. We're going to chill. We're going to have a day drink, chill, look at a couple news stories, rant about some things, and chat with you guys, because this is a call-in show now, apparently. Go out, share the show with your friends, share it with your enemies, share it, just share it. Share it like Sharon. Share it like Sharon. Because Sharon is Karen. Let's get weird.
All I ask is, if we have to give these bastards our lives, we give them hell before we do.
The tragedy of our day is the climate of fear in which we live.
Talking about the Salomon Brothers building collapsing.
I would ask the congressman to withdraw that comment and tell us that he really means that. I don't know what I said.
I did not have sexual relations with that woman.
The Bible commands that certain people be put to death.
Thieves were possessing weapons of mass destruction. 9/11 attacks were carried out by Al-Qaeda.
Handle the truth.
I remember that with Matt Smotz. We are still here!
We have to say yes to social justice.
Bet you want to know tomorrow.
It's a big club, and you ain't in it.
Yeah, I'm hitting all the wrong buttons today. It's fine. We're on break. This is Christmas break. And I was thinking, most of these other podcasters, around this time, the last 2 weeks of the year, all these people, they take a couple weeks off. They take a break. Now, granted, most of those guys that take a break during this time are probably doing the daily shows and stuff like that. I know I'm only doing a weekly show, but I'm also not taking a break because I'm more manly than them. That's what that means. That's right. Hi. Happy Kwanzaa to you and yours. I hope you're doing well. And that's enough of the music because I can't think at all while it's going. Hey, guys. This is, I don't know if that new phone thing there is going to work out because it's hissing already. But we'll see how it goes. We're going to try out some new things today. It's going to be fun. I'm not taking the week off, but I am taking a bit of a break from the news, it seems. Not really intentionally. I just haven't been paying that close attention to the news. Either I haven't been paying that close attention. I haven't been paying as close attention as normal. But either I'm not paying very good attention, or literally nothing of interest is really fucking happening at all in the world. Over the last, several weeks. As I mentioned last week, the only things we talk about are Elon Musk, Donald Trump, and COVID, and even COVID on the back burner at this point. It's really just Elon Musk and Donald Trump, and it's gotten quite boring, frankly. Oh, and Kanye West every now and then when he pops out and sees his shadow and runs back into a concentration camp or whatever. I don't know how things work. Hey, welcome and Merry Christmas to you all. I hope you're doing well. Before we do anything else, I have to remind you guys about my favorite of all the sponsors. Yes, the shirt is beautiful. Thank you so much for that. But more importantly than any shirt, you guys in the Downers Club, people like RJ, JC, I always want to say CJ, because that would be easier to say off the beginning there, but I didn't. Danielle is here, Ryan Graham, Matt Miller, Gid Kid, Break the Bell, Mike Stonehouse, Lauren Carter, Van Zott Media, Brian Johnson, Rick Duran, Ryan Mortensen, Derek Evans, Dan Brown, Brian McWilliams, William Wells, and so many other wonderful, beautiful, amazing people on that list. If you want to get your wonderful, beautiful, stupid name on that stupid list and have me read it probably incorrectly at some point, go to patreon.com/thesystemsdown and sign up for the Downers Club today and support the show for as little as $5 a month. That is one cup of coffee per month. Skip one, and you got yourself a whole bunch of bonus content. The more weird, the more raw, the more offensive, the more weekly content over at patreon.com/thesystemsdown, because nobody else lets me take money. I don't know why Patreon still does, but I thank them for it, and so be it. You can also support the show, as I've mentioned. I always forget to say this because it seems weird to say, so I'm just going to make it weird and own it. Send me presents. Support the show. Send me presents. Maybe I'll make an Amazon wish list or something, but you can just send me whatever random shit you want. Anything at all. The year's not over, guys. I'll accept late Christmas gifts. It's fine. P.O. Box 84, Aledo, Illinois 61231. I will open them on the show. I know that's probably a bad idea. Maybe, I don't know. If I know who it's from, I'll open it on the show. Otherwise, I might take a little bit more caution. I'm not sure exactly. I'm not committing to opening everything on the show because you never know what you'll find from you freaks out there. But, yes, there's that. P.O. Box 84, Aledo, Illinois. Send me presents. I will be reading more chats today because we don't have a ton to talk about. I do have some articles and things. It's just a spattering, just a splat of ideas and things that I have been thinking about and things that I find interesting and one or two news things, but the rest is just who cares. Danielle says, Dan is more manly than quite frankly. Oh, shit. We got a call. That is loud. All right. We're going to try it. If I can remember how. It's going great.
Hello, you're on the air with Dan Smotz of The System is Down. How can I help you?
I'm on the air. Awesome. This is Samuel Whipplinger.
Hi, I don't know who that is.
I'm some guy.
Nice. Nice to meet you,
I saw
Samuel.
your post.
Any thoughts you'd like to share with the adoring fans of yours?
I do not have any thoughts.
Did you call in for a
It's
purpose?
blizzarding here in Minnesota.
What's that?
I was just saying it's blizzarding here in Minnesota, and I just scrolling through and saw your post. I thought I'd call in.
Based. I like it. Any, so no thoughts at all? Nothing at all that you would like to say?
Nothing in particular. Have a Merry Christmas.
Thanks. You too. Thanks for your call, bud. I appreciate it.
You bet. Take
See ya.
care.
Bye. It's going to be a learning experience, folks.
You know, you can call in with whatever you want. You can call in and harass me all you want. I'm perfectly open to it. But also, you might get hung up on. That's all I'm saying. Thank you, Samuel, for your call. I appreciate those words. It's Sam, duh, says Sharon. I don't know people. I'm never going to remember you. Please don't take it personally. I only remember Sharon because she's here every fucking time and saying some shit that makes me remember her, okay? And yes, Samuel interrupted this very important point that Dan is more manly than quite frankly. I haven't listened to Frank in a while. Great guy. He came on the show back in the day. He's cool. I like him. All right, so let's talk about some things. What do we have going on in the world? And again, do feel free to interrupt me. I will be a dick to you. And that's just what you have signed up for, and that's on you. You don't have to call. You can try and harass me, but just know that I will harass back. That's all I'm saying. So we're going to go into some very, very important things in the world right now, if I can figure out what they were. That's how important they were. Oh, as I said, we always talk about Elon Musk lately, and I'm really sick of talking about Elon Musk. So the good news for today, what we're going to start out this Christmas special with, is there's no talk about Elon Musk. I'm not talking about Elon Musk today. I am not. I am sick of it. We've had enough Elon Musk, and I'm not talking about him right after we talk about Elon Musk polled Twitter on whether he should step down as CEO. Most voters said yes. This comes from CNBC.com, so you know it's legit. Yeah, I mean, this is really all the information, to my knowledge, that is out there so far. I watched it happen, and I was like, that's kind of dumb and weird, but I'm kind of coming to expect that from Elon. I don't know. I don't really care anymore. I'm kind of just bored with it. Like, dude, just fucking do the job or don't. Just shut up. Like, just, you bought it in order to give people free speech, and you're back and forth on the whole free speech thing. You're not even sure where you land on that. You like the power, and then you're acting like, I mean, so, what's his face? The robot guy. Shit. What is his name? What is the robot guy's name? That is very boring and has a lot of views for some reason, probably because he's a Fed. Whatever. This dude who has a podcast interviews everybody and their brother somehow. Not sure. He's not that interesting, but he posted something about, I will take Twitter. You should give it to me. And then Elon said something to the effect of, anybody who desires power does not deserve it, or something like that. And then he's like, the other guy's like, oh, I agree. You simp. Like, come on, dude. Like, he was just gonna hand it to the first person who said it. Anyway, I know the guy has like a following and he's like a name or something, but Lex Friedman. That's what I'm thinking of. Thank you, Sharon. But yeah, he said he just immediately backpedaled it. He's like, oh yeah, I totally agree. I don't want power. I just want the job of all the power. It's also like, shut up, Elon. I'm really sick of the holier than thou bullshit of like, ooh, it's wrong to seek power, says the guy who purchased Twitter in the first place. Like, what was your goal? Was it the free speech? Because I'm not really sure how I feel about your definition of free speech. What do you guys think? So I put out a poll of my own, and I said, who do you think should replace Elon? And my options were Donald Trump, Dave Chappelle. There was a couple others. I'll have to check. I don't recall. Donald Trump, Dave Chappelle, and who else is controversial right now? Because I'm sure that's who I put down. Oh, here it is. Donald Trump, Dave Chappelle, Kanye West, or the Zuck, Hail Meta. Naturally, the Zuck came in very last place. Donald Trump got second to last, and Kanye West got second. Dave Chappelle taking a strong lead with a 45.1% victory. That's not nothing. I mean, if anybody deserves to have that power, I'd say it's Dave Chappelle. And I disagree with him on a lot of things, but I don't care. For the same reason that I wanted Elon to get it, I want Dave Chappelle to get it. Because I wanted Elon to get it because he's like a rich dude with FU money who doesn't give a crap and it's kind of funny. Dave Chappelle's like not as rich, but way funnier. Way funnier. Dave Chappelle walks in on the first day. He's not carrying a sink saying, let that sink in. No. I don't even know. I can't even fathom what he would do. Why? Because he's Dave Chappelle, and I'm not. And his ways are beyond mine. So I posted a follow-up somewhere. Just a challenge to Elon Musk. Oh, here it is. Elon Musk, the people have spoken. Please abide by the results of this poll. We don't want power. We want Dave Chappelle. Thanks. If you guys agree, just push it. Who cares? Just like the Hail Meta thing. It means nothing. It doesn't matter. But just do it. Just go post right now. Dave Chappelle for Twitter CEO. Because why not? If the world is ending, we might as well have a good laugh at it, right? So Elon Musk does this kind of pomp and circumstance thing. I don't know. Will he step down? Won't he step down? And if he does, who is going to appoint as his successor? I think, yeah, it would be pretty, funny if any one of these people got it, because they would have the same issue with any one of these people, except for Zuckerberg. They would have the same issue with any of them that they do with Elon Musk, and that's that they're not super woke lefties for the most part, but, you know. What do we got in the chats? Anything? Maybe I should just ignore your chat so you'll call in. Otherwise, you'll just hide behind the safety of your computer screen, as you always have. If it were free speech, Alex Jones would be back. Yes, exactly. Thank you. By the way, free super chats still stand. You may do that. I will read them if you put, since I can't take super chats, put fake super chat in all caps, then post your comment if there's something in particular that you want me to read, and I will do my very level best to do so. And if you call in, I will have a much harder time ignoring you, unless you get blocked, which I think is possible, and I'll probably have to figure out how to do that soon. But for now, the lines will remain open. I wanted to share another story. So over the weekend, my daughter and my wife were at a coffee shop / it's like a coffee shop by day, and it's like a hipster coffee shop by day and hipster bar at night. So at night they've just got like some cans of PBR in the fridge or something, and during the day they make their overpriced, over-glorified coffee. Hipsters is what we call those people. Now my daughter, she knows me. She knows how I am. She's like, these people are emo. You would get along here. I'm like, no, you're wrong. She took a video, or they took a video or something, and it was just like dead silent, and they're all sad looking and stuff. I'm like, yeah, I would get along in the, I'm in a place where I don't feel required. Nothing is required of me to give to anybody or converse with anybody or anything like that. Yeah, I would get along in my introversion there. That's fine. I have no problem with that. But she called these people emos. And I take great offense to that, because at best, if you're going to, I don't know, there's something in the category of emo that hipster birthed out of. I'm not sure what exactly that is. Maybe it was just like you had the melodramatic, depressed kids, and some of them liked the goth fashion, and some of them liked the, the trendy vintage fashion, and I'm fine with both fashions. It's the attitude that I take issue with, because emo gets a bad rep. Like, everybody's like, oh, they're just the sad kids that cut themselves and don't enjoy life. I disagree. I'm more of the embrace the darkness and use it to slay your enemies type of emo, whereas these folks are like, I'm going to buy new clothes that look like I shopped at the Salvation Army so that I can seem oppressed. I can seem vintage and oppressed. And then they harness their sadness and depression to pour water through beans and pretend like they have like achieved something great. Like the emo kids at least wrote music and got all their angst out on stage and stuff. Like, you can't get your angst out pouring water through beans. It's like the least aggressive action that you could possibly take in your life. And you made a living and a career out of it. And then you made a really quiet place for people to come and bottle up their aggression. No. This is not emo, my friend. Just because there's tattoos and a beard and black V-neck does not make it emo. That is hipster, which can be fine when done correctly. It's just a finer line, because as soon as you start, pouring that water through beans, and that's your outlet for life, all that bottled up teenaged angst, it doesn't work. It doesn't come out in the beans. And if it does, you're not going to like the way it tastes. That's all I'm saying. Okay? Merry emo Christmas to y'all. Somebody just sent me a message here on the thing. Oh. It was Sam. I'm not sure if I should read it out loud. But cool. You were the first caller, dude. Thank you for calling in. I was figuring it out myself. It's okay. Don't feel bad. Anyway, so let's see. Danielle says, ew, photos look like my ex. Yeah, there's a lot of those. So, what else do we got here? Let me switch back over so I can actually make a game plan. Oh, I did, speaking of emo shit, like, I love me some Tim Burton. I love me some Addams Family. Any of y'all watched the new Wednesday show on Netflix? Anybody? No? So I started watching it. I started watching it this week, just out of like, why not? It seems like something I would enjoy. Moody and sad, dark. Mostly the visuals. I like the whole concept of the emo vibe is, to me, just like about the passion in the music and the dark, I don't know, Tim Burton-y vibe. I've always liked. I don't know why. I just like it. Who cares? But I do love the visuals in this show. I think this show is great looking. It's great acted for the most part. It's finely put together. My biggest confusion with this show, though, is, and I've got a few, but the biggest downfall to me in this show, a lot of people are talking about, like, oh, the woke politics or the woke feminist, like, trope lines and stuff. Like, it is annoying that Wednesday, this very nonconformist, doesn't go with the flow, whatever, is just saying the exact same tropey lines, the very conformist lines that the rest of the world is saying right now. It's like, well, thank you for bringing that into it. We all feel sorry for this character who's a badass female character. You had to make her annoying, and it's not overbearing. It's fine. I don't really care that much. I certainly don't look to Netflix Addams Family reboot by Tim Burton for my politics, personally. That's just me, though. But this show, that stuff, who cares? Set it aside. My issue with this show is that they're trying to humanize the Addams Family, when the entire appeal of the Addams Family, the creepy vibe of the Addams Family, was that they were very not human-like. They were very odd, very out of the norm, very anti-human, you could say. They were like, it was all the macabre and death and stuff, and they were killing people and death, and it was all death, sadness. And they're trying to make them out to be these characters that you're supposed to sympathize and empathize with. It's very odd, especially the main character. So the parents are like, I'm going to try to not spoil anything. I don't know if you actually give a shit. I don't really know if I give a shit if you give a shit. But if there are spoilers, you've been warned. I don't know. So the whole premise of the show is Wednesday was sent to a normal school, and it didn't work out because she tried killing a bunch of kids with piranhas for bullying her brother. She didn't kill them, I guess, directly. She mauled them, and some of them lost testicles or something to that effect. But these bullies, she released a tub full of piranhas on them, and they suffered greatly. Off screen, obviously. That would be much too expensive. But, so they send her to this creepy school, Nevermore, that her mother was she had gone there when she was a child. So this family has a history with this school, and the mother loves this school. She was highly integrated into this school. She knows it's for the weirdos and the freaks and stuff. Why was Wednesday not sent there in the first place? Why did these freak people's freaker kid, like freakier kid than they are, just total creep, why did they try sending her to public school? Why did they try sending any of them to public school? That doesn't make any sense on the surface level, other than, oh, Wednesday just got her way because she bitched a lot or something. Also, does Pugsley go to the normal school still? It's a little bit unclear. He's kind of not in the show, and I haven't finished it yet. I'm like 2 or 3 episodes from the end, but I've seen enough to have an opinion, and I didn't have anything else to talk about today. So we're going to another major flaw in this show that makes absolutely no sense. Not only are they trying to humanize them, but the entire premise of the show is Wednesday Addams is trying to solve a murder mystery. Like, murder is something that she has the moral high ground to try and I don't know, catch a murderer or something. It's very, I don't know. So she tried killing some guys, and it seems they've kind of alluded to she's murdered people in the past, but now it's supposed to make sense for her to be like, we need to figure out who's killing folks, because I care a whole lot about who's killing folks around here. Like, it makes no sense. She didn't care about any of these people. She was allegedly a murderer herself before now. I don't know. It makes no sense. And her dad, there's rumor that her dad killed a guy when he was younger. And she takes great offense to that in some way. She's very concerned. Wow, my God. I need to figure out how to turn that ringer off. All right, fine.
The system is down. You are on the air with that show that I just said. Hi.
Hey, Dan, how you doing, man?
Good. Who are you?
Well, you can call me Tom.
Tom? Nice to meet you, Tom.
Tom. Hey, Tom. How you guys doing?
Doing pretty well, Tom. How's your Christmas going so far?
Oh, it's just fine as frogs here, split 4 ways.
Just what?
Fine as frogs here, split 4 ways.
Where are you from that gives you these sayings?
Minnesota. I'm actually in Minnesota.
Nice. Got any plans?
Yeah, like your first guy calling there. Yeah, we got snow coming in, and
yep, we've got that ourselves.
We'll have to deal with that pretty quickly again, I suppose. So, I guess I've heard very little on your show regarding the tax law. Are you familiar with Dan Berman?
Dan Berman. Yes, I am. Big hat man?
Yeah. Yeah, Dan Taxation and Stuff Berman.
I'm quite familiar, yes. But I'm also bad at paying attention, so don't hold it against me.
Well, have you personally, Dan, have you looked into the laws in Title 26 and what the definitions applied to it are?
Nope.
I would highly encourage you to do that, and probably the rest of your followers as well. I think that everybody ought to know. Have you ever met or spoken with Pimon Matahede?
No.
Well, he runs Freedom Law School, and
nice.
You can access their whole deal. It's called the website. What is it? livefreenow.org.
livefreenow.org. I will check that out.
livefreenow.org. Yeah, and absolutely, man. Check it out, because there's some really eyebrow-raising stuff in there. If you start looking at the definitions applied to citizens, for example, according to Title 26, that means government employee. It says it includes government employee. It doesn't say anything else, so it can't be assumed that it means anything else. And yeah, they've got a list of petitions and stuff on there that you can go to and print them off for free if you want. I checked with them and everything, and they were cool with that. But yeah, you can print off these petitions and you send them to your representative in heavy air quotes.
Yeah.
And wait for a response. And that's basically what I'm doing right here and right now, because I think we've all seen enough stupid for a lifetime. And if we continue to fund the stupid, it's never going to stop. It's only going to keep getting worse.
Absolutely.
And
I agree with you, Tom. But we were talking about Wednesday Addams on Netflix by Tim Burton. Have you watched this show yet?
Which movie by Tim Burton?
The new Wednesday Addams show on Netflix.
I don't believe I've seen that, no.
I don't highly recommend it, but I just wanted to see if you knew.
Well, I did. I caught part of your show earlier. I had it playing next to my computer there. I was trying to do bills, and I've got clients that are sending me multiple payments to stay underneath their dreaded $600.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that something?
Quite.
I think that it's just ludicrous. There's people that are literally signing like 30 different checks to pay their bill.
Yeah, I hear you.
You know,
I hear you.
It's insane. But like in reality, people shouldn't have to dance this kind of dance. Not when we're all being duped.
Agreed.
We were always told, at least I was told. I remember going to school, and we were always told that if we didn't like the system that we're living with, then we can change it.
Nope, we can only start podcasts and bitch about it.
Your senators and calling your congressmen, and frankly, I guess I have proof of the opposite.
Yeah.
If you count 20 years worth of letters and emails and phone calls being blatantly ignored.
Yeah.
Now, I've gotten some responses, but they're all cookie cutter, you know, they print off 1,000 of those letters and stamp your name on it.
So, Tom, you sound like you're a little bit gray-pilled. You're a little bit mix of we can't achieve anything and also here's how we can achieve things. So I'm going to let you go here in just a minute, but do you lean more towards we can get through this, we can become a better country / world / human existence, or are we destined to go more toward extinction in all this?
Well, you know what, frankly, Dan, I think there's always time to better oneself until it's over. You know, and I think that applies to most things. I wouldn't throw in the towel on us just yet, and by us, I mean us, U.S., us.
Yeah.
And we could bring this thing back. We could turn this thing around if people are willing to be brave.
Absolutely.
But it's going to take bravery. It's going to take courage, and it doesn't come easy.
Absolutely.
You know, it was lost over the course of decades, you know, far beyond what I was even born. You know, just to close off, man, there's a lot of different evidence, or lack of, one could say, in the most major events in our recent history, and by the last 50, 60 years. If you look at the JFK that whole thing, that doesn't hold water any more than the COVID thing or the 9/11 thing or any of these things. And these are all very, very big questions, or many thousands of questions surrounding each of these issues, all of which I have asked our representatives to answer. And like I said, Kennedy was before my time. I wasn't even born yet, and I can tell you with certainty that it wasn't Oswald if he was standing where they said he was standing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And Santa Claus isn't real either. They've been lying to us from the beginning.
Right. Well, yeah, they are the ultimate science deniers. So if they want to talk about science denial, they've been denying it at least since '63.
Absolutely. And
probably before.
I agree with you, Tom.
So you fellas have a good afternoon. It's good chatting, Dan.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for calling in.
Anytime, too, man. Sometimes I got my phone at the tower and I can give you guys some good views or something.
Hit me up wherever. I'm terrible at remembering who anybody is, but I thank you so much for your call, and have a good Christmas, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah, you too. Merry Christmas to you all.
All right, see ya.
All right. We're keeping it light, folks. Keeping it light. We're talking about nerdy shit, okay? It's fine. You guys can call in and change the topic all you want. I'm perfectly fine with that. I might not have much to say because I'm not familiar with the stuff. I know that Dan Berman's doing some great work, absolutely. And whatever that link was that he said, go check it out. I don't remember. This is going to take some getting used to, so bear with me. But it's going to be like, if the chats were a challenge to my ADHD already, man, getting a call for a separate conversation in the middle of talking about whatever I was talking about is, we'll see if it's the way to go. But feel free to keep doing it, because I like a challenge. Wednesday Addams is a show on Netflix, and I like it all right, and I don't know if I recommend it. If you like Tim Burton-y visuals, you might like it. If you're really passionate about like good storytelling and sense and logic, or if you like the old Addams Family stuff, you might hate it. It's hard to say. I don't know. Check it out. In the comments, rate it. Did you watch it? If you watched it, rate it 1 to 10. 10 being, Edward Scissorhands, and 1 being a bad movie that Tim Burton made that I can't think of. Charlie and the Chocolate Factory? I don't know. Whatever. But speaking of candy, speaking of Christmas, speaking of all the holidays, I saw something at the store. I saw something troubling at the store. What was this? Reese's Big Cup with Reese's Puffs. Have you guys seen this? Have you guys seen this abomination to God? This atrocity? What is this? Do you know what this is? Do you know what Reese's Puffs were? Reese's Puffs were cereal where they tried to get it the closest to candy without making it actually candy. I mean, it still basically is candy. It just doesn't taste like candy, because if it tasted like candy, it has all the elements of candy, sure, but they make it taste a little bit worse so that they can sell it as a breakfast food instead of candy. So they make it. They take the good thing, good candy, and they make it worse to sell as breakfast food. So now some brilliant-minded genius came up with the great idea of, why don't we take the thing that is the shitty replacement for candy, the breakfast food, if you will, and displace some of the candy with the shitty knockoff of the candy. And that'll make it better. Somehow. It's like if you had a whole pizza. Delicious, beautiful, amazing pizza. And then you took a bunch of little plastic pizzas and you shoved them inside it and said, this will make it better. Maybe not plastic. Maybe something edible, like, I don't know, gummy pizzas. You took a bunch of gummy pizzas. No, better yet, you took Pringles pizza-flavored chips and Combo's pizza-flavored things and stuffed those all in there, and you're like, this is going to make it taste more like pizza, or like better pizza, because we put things in it that taste like pizza. Well, motherfucker, it was pizza already. We didn't need the alternative added into it. This is a scam. This is a scam. Don't buy into it. Now, on the other hand, the Reese's, have you seen the big cups with the potato chips in them? That's some weird shit. I can get down with that. That's something else altogether. What are you guys saying in the chat? Probably stupid shit. Bitching about me, right? Dan killed Santa. No, I just didn't tell my kids nonsense. I didn't lie to my children because I'm a good father. Patrick also says, Dan doesn't get cereals. Cookie Crisp, Twix, Lucky Charms. Yes. Now, breakfast food in general is fake. It's just fake, flat out. There's no such thing as breakfast food. What do we have for breakfast food? You got eggs, meats. I've had the breakfast meats debate on this show many times. What makes a meat a breakfast meat? Why can't I have fried chicken for breakfast in most places? Why can't I have a hamburger for breakfast anywhere at all? I've never found one. hamburger for breakfast, except for at PorkFest. That's why I keep going back, because it's the one place before 10 o'clock that I can buy a hamburger, and it's amazing. And I even made it into a breakfast burger, and they did exactly what I wanted, because they're more have it your way than Burger King is. You can't have it your way if there's limitations on what you can have. What constitutes breakfast meat? If I'm like working a third shift job and I'm getting off work at like, I don't know, 5 a.m., which I've done in the past in my life, and I'm on my way home and I'm going to be going to bed, if not right away in a couple hours, but I'm really hungry. I don't want fucking McDonald's liquid egg product scraped across a grill until it looks like something that vaguely resembles egg, like scrambled eggs. I want a hamburger, because they do a little bit better at faking their hamburgers than they do their eggs. McDonald's breakfast, by the way, highly overrated. Not good. Once you've seen how the liquid egg product is formed, or how the egg discs come out of the floppy package and get thrown in the microwave, it's just hard to accept that they're even eggs. I mean, the burgers at least look like frozen burger patties when you put them on the grill. But that breakfast shit that everybody raves about, trash. All of it. It's all trash. But what is breakfast food exactly? Because you can have any of these things, like the normal bacon, eggs, and that type of stuff. You can have those anytime throughout the day. They're not strictly breakfast things. Cereal is for some reason considered a breakfast thing. It's like fried sugar bread, and we call that breakfast because you put it in a bowl, and because Cheerios has a thing with a heart on it, which means that it's healthy or something. But in Cheerios is like the blandest of them all. Any of these that Patrick mentioned are just crappy candy. Or you can have the breakfast candy bars, known as Pop-Tarts, anytime during the day. But they're specifically a breakfast food. Somehow, it is literally a candy bar. It has all the ingredients and elements of a candy bar. But because you toast it in the morning, that makes it different. It's now a health food. And we wonder why we are a fat, gelatinous nation of people. Fake super chat from Patrick, because I wasn't reading enough of his chats already. Waffle House breakfast between midnight and 4 a.m. is quite good. Waffle House, I've had, I think, maybe once, and it is quite good at any point in the day. I don't care how drunk you are or aren't, Patrick. It is pretty okay. For the amount of food that you get for the price and the quality, like, take all those factors and variables into account, yes, it is a net okay positive, I suppose. I like breakfast food. I'm not dogging breakfast food. I love scrambled eggs, hash browns, bacon, all that shit. You can have that any time of day, and it tastes even better at night because you had more time to make it without being tired. But what makes something a breakfast food? Why is it weird to eat bacon and eggs at night? I don't know. Anyway, speaking of bacon and eggs, let's talk about Michelle Obama. I think that's a good transition, as good as any as we were going to get. Danielle says, "What are you drinking? Why is this going that poorly that you have to ask?" I am drinking FML in the holiday spirit. FML, which, as we all know, stands for Fear Movie Lions, and not the thing you were thinking. Michelle Obama. We got to talk a little bit of politics, at least just a little bit, because Michelle Obama was trending yesterday. Big Mike was trending because in this new omnibus bill that the Democrats are pushing, there's this $3.6 million funding little thing that they snuck in there for a trail, a hiking trail for Michelle that has Michelle Obama's name on it. I don't know what the normal price is to make a hiking trail, but I do think that $3.6 million might be on the high side. Just a guess. For, like knocking down some trees and mowing. Just a guess. This is from Newsweek.com. Seems legit. Republicans have been railing against a relatively small provision in the $1.7 trillion omnibus bill unveiled on Tuesday. Funds for a hiking trail named after Big Mike. Lawmakers are racing to pass the sprawling package. likely the last major bill of the current Congress before a Friday deadline or face the prospect of a partial government shutdown. Shut down, shut down, shut down, shut down, shut it down. Every time we shut the government down and we act like it's this big deal, it's kind of like on The Office when Michael's gone and their boss dies and they're like, do we really need a boss? Because it seems like things are actually going more smoothly around here. They think the government doesn't like shutdowns. I mean, they get paid either way. I think they don't like the shutdowns because then people start to realize, actually, we don't need a boss. That's fine. The bill, which runs for 4,155 pages, includes another large round of aid to Ukraine. Shocking. $858 billion for defense and about $772.5 billion for non-defense discretionary programs, according to the Associated Press. Some Republicans have publicly expressed their disapproval of some of the bill's content, specifically a $3.6 million earmark for the Michelle Obama Path Trail project. Representative Dan Bishop from North Carolina on Twitter highlighted it along with others that he said were some of the most egregious provisions in the bill. $1 million for Zora's House in Ohio, a co-working and community space for women and gender-expansive people of color, whatever most of those words mean. $3 million for American LGBTQ plus Museum in New York City. $3.6 million for Michelle Obama Trail in Georgia. This is what government is. It's trying to get the little it's pretending like we're going to give you guys a whole bunch of, like, I don't know, free healthcare, free college, all those fun things. Remember how those went so well? And Biden has promised and, according to him, delivered on all of those promises. We all now have free healthcare. We all now have free college tuition. And all the nonviolent drug offenders were let out of jail, I'm pretty sure, is what we were led to believe. Sadly, none of those things are true. Well, actually, not sadly on the first two, but sadly on the last one. But, this is what they do. They pretend, and then they get just like fun little pet projects for themselves. It's a hiking trail. Who cares? Did we need the government to be building any hiking trails at all? Is that really their job? At all? In any way whatsoever? No, it's not. I'll answer it hypothetically. No, let alone the government budget for something so mundane as a hiking trail being $3.6 million just so we can put Big Mike's name on something of moderate significance. Speaking of moderate significance, I wasn't going to transition into a comment here. I was going to transition into the next story. I'm not saying your comment is moderately significant, Danielle. I'm sorry. From Danielle, I have to drink. They're giving Patriot missiles to Ukraine. We're all gonna die. It's gonna be like Thread, but worse. I don't know what Thread is, but yes, it's Christmas. Don't let it bug you. We all are either going to die soon or we're all going to die later. It'll be what it'll be. It's all right. Let's laugh at John Fetterman, because speaking of things of minimal significance, John Fetterman, he's growing in popularity, as we all anticipated and knew that he would. We've heard a lot of news about him lately. Not really. We haven't heard anything about him except for this from the NewYorkPost.com. So you know it's legit. New York Times mocked for naming Fetterman among the year's most stylish people. That guy who always looks like he partied last night, he just woke up, he's got to run out for eggs because his pregnant wife is pissed at him for being hungover, and he went to Walmart. Like, he's always dressed like he's going to Walmart. Always. Disregard the goiter. Disregard the mental retardation. He always dresses like he's on his way to or from Walmart, and after he gets home, he probably that's where he casuals down, and gets a little bit more sloppy than this puffy, like, discount coat with shorts. Sweatpants shorts, I'm pretty sure those are. Almost like a skirt, I think. It's very uncomfortable to look at. I mean, he was a very uncomfortable man to look at before he got dressed this morning, but once he does, I think he might, as bad as it would be to look at John Fetterman naked, it might be less awkward to look at than him clothed. I can't confirm. I will need to see the evidence. Please don't send it to me. The New York Times on Monday declared incoming U.S. Senate John Fetterman one of its 93 most stylish people of 2022, prompting backlash against the paper on social media, including from the Pennsylvania Democrat's wife. Wait, his wife disagreed too? No, not John Fetterman. Recount the senator-elect's wife, Giselle. Fetterman wrote on Twitter Monday, reacting in disbelief to the accolade. Even his wife is like, come on, guys, stop it. I'm married to this. I know what it is. Like, thank you for trying to, I don't know. Thank you for trying so hard to carry water for my husband. I appreciate that part, but nobody's buying this shit anymore, y'all. It's real bad. The news outlet feted Fetterman, whose usual attire on the campaign trail involved a hoodie, basketball shorts, and sneakers, as a lawmaker who is going to bring Carhartt to the Capitol, a reference to the U.S. Worker Appeal Company. Total liberal bias, blah, blah, blah. I only have the best hair in Congress, blah, who cares? How does the New York Times justify putting John Fetterman on the same list as the late Queen Elizabeth? That is a great question. That is great. Wow. Even when he dresses up, it's like, I mean, fine, he cleans up as good as he can, I suppose, but it's not like he's the best dressed in any room at any point in time ever in his life, I assure you. Unless he's the only person there, he's not going to be the best dressed. All right. Switching back. That's enough of that. Fake super chat from Joey Two Guns says, Dan, did you miss the Zelensky Park in D.C.? Yes, I did. And this is a good point to remind you guys. If you see something, say something. Dan@tsidpod.com or slide into my DMs on Twitter. They are open until you guys abuse the privilege. Slide into my DMs if you guys have anything that you want me to see or rant about, because it's getting harder and harder to care about the news lately. Today's episode is literally just, like I said, a splattering of whatever strolled across my desk over the last week. And I appreciate anybody who did send things in. One or two will be Freak of the Weeks later on that we'll be getting to. But before we go any further, we're right around the hour mark, and that seems like a good time to support some of my great supporters and amazing sponsors. The amazing people that do such great work send me all their money, and they make amazing products as well. There's all of those guys like Esteros and Liberty Portraits, I think might still be in there. There's Decido, and then you've got, I mean, all the good ones are good, and then you've got Jack Casey. Today's show is sponsored by libertarian conspiratorial fantasy author Jack Casey. Whether you're looking for a 3-book fantasy sci-fi epic of love, death, and dystopian civil war like the Royal Green series, or just looking for a quick, dark, comedic, cultural commentary tale about a transsexual slayer of COVID regime vampires, like his latest book, WVW, Jack Casey Books will keep you adequately entertained and pondering the universe to your weird little heart's content. He's the Ayn Rand meets Stephanie Meyer meets somebody who actually writes entertaining books with his own unique little downer-esque flair. Find out more about Jack Casey Books at the aptly named jackcaseybooks.com. Once again, that is jackcaseybooks.com. Today's episode is sponsored by Astero's Cybersecurity Services. These days, organizations of all sizes are targets for cyber criminals, disgruntled employees, or even nation-state attackers. Astero's performs cybersecurity services providing expert guidance to help organizations defend against threats and protect their data. Astero specializes in penetration testing, where they perform ethical hacking on networks, web apps, or organizations as a whole, to simulate what an attacker would do and plug the discovered holes before anyone malicious finds and exploits them. Asteros also specializes in vulnerability management, security awareness training, phishing simulations, cloud security audits, compliance readiness assessments, and much more. As technology expands, it becomes easier and easier to run a business, but if your security is not growing along with your company, then you're going to run into problems. If you don't personally have a company of your own, definitely pass this information along to someone who does, because for a limited time, Asteros is offering companies an attack surface audit completely free. Let Asteros discover potential entry points to your network and how susceptible your company or organization is to cyber attacks. To learn more and to take advantage of this essential offer, just go to asteros.com/free. That's Asteros, ASTEROS.com/free. Thank you. Thank you. We're back. Welcome back. I hope you enjoyed your break. I hope it gave you some time to think of something to say, because I was promised some harassment during this episode. When I put it out there, hey, I'm going to be taking some calls, some people immediately dropped into the chat saying that they were going to be harassing. And turns out I haven't heard from any of them, any of the people that were talking some mean shit in the morning. But back to John Fetterman, because I did forget one point here. Now, there is part of this that makes sense. If you, like, is he the most stylish dresser? I think not. That could just be on me, though. It could be a me problem, because I don't get fashion, personally. Like, here's some of the latest fashion going on in the world. Like, just demons and witches and boobs. I think that's a boob. Is that a boob? I don't know. Just a big torso boob. That's fashion for you. Or like somebody who looks like they got beat up by a clown. Here's a demon child. This one looks like a tampon. Let's see. What else do we got here? This is fashion in today's day and age. We've got this one that's a six-headed demon. Mostly demons, boobs, and just mentally broken people. So I guess in that vein it makes sense. Because at least what he's wearing looks like human to some degree. So I'll give him props for that. At least he looks more human than any of the designer fashions that are going on in the world today. I don't know if that's planned. I don't know if it's some sort of, agenda. Some sort of dehumanizing agenda that we talked about a whole bunch last week. But it is. But I don't know for sure, but it is. Speaking of clown world, let's talk about some less comfortable things, shall we? Because the dictionary got a new word this week. I don't know if you heard. It's really important. It's the most important thing. They finally added the last letter of the alphabet to the dictionary. Because Z, neopronoun Z, added to the dictionary. Dan is sexy, says Muddied Waters Media, who came in at the wrong time. They added Z to the dictionary. This is from thepostmillennial.com, so you know it's legit. What began with men wishing to be referred to as she, her, has now devolved into a festival of men. Now, we all know post-millennial, they certainly have a bias, so they're going to speak with their bias and whatever. I don't agree with everything they said. Doesn't matter. But I also don't agree that demon should be considered a pronoun unless you work in the fashion industry. Ghost, dirt, other such normal pronouns. But Z was added, and it's just, I don't know. I don't really care about the post-millennials' take on it. I care more about the dictionary's take on it, so I checked. Z has been added. Pronoun, the person being discussed or last mentioned, used as a neopronoun in place of the gendered pronouns he and she. Now, so it's used in place of the gendered pronouns he and she. When, though? When do you use it? Seems important. because he and she, I'm pretty sure they might have, some things a little bit more descriptive in there. Come on. She, pronoun, singular, nominative, she, possessive, her, hers, objective, plural, no, whatever, possessive. The female person, okay, the woman, anything considered by feminine, yada, yada. Now, you call yourself whatever you want. Don't really care. This is certainly not my hill to die on, and I don't care at all. But at least come up with good definitions. At least come up with things that make sense. Instead of the definition of this is that it's not those things. Okay, so what is it? I just need to know what it is. If you've got, I'm a very open-minded individual. Convince me that this makes sense. Rare, a generic or unspecified person previously mentioned, about to be mentioned, or present in the immediate context, used as a neopronoun. I wonder what the word neopronoun means exactly. A type of gender-neutral pronoun, coined after 1800 and used especially by non-binary and genderqueer people, as in English, z, her, hir, hirs, ers, zem, zers. Okay, well, you've cleared up a lot, and I thank you for your service, but I'm going to remain confused until you can tell me what it is you're defining exactly. And then I'm down. It's all good. Convince me. Convince me. Dan is sexy. Thank you. Thank you, Muddied Waters Media. I appreciate it. Demon Boobs sound like a fun movie. Joey Two Guns, I assure you, it is. I would not recommend looking it up or trying to find it, but I assure you, it is. That's the world we live in now. Dan is my long-lost brother, and he owes me money. Bullshit. Bullshit. I don't want to talk about it. I was supposed to be named Danielle if I was a girl. Secretly, I think my parents were hoping that I would be a girl, but then when I turned out like whatever this is, some sort of Z thing, I think they wished that I was more of a boy. That they would take whatever normal pronoun that they could possibly find at this point, I'm sure. Anyway, speaking of gay stuff, because there's gay stuff in the news, and this, you can't not talk about it. You just can't not. I'm sorry, y'all did this to yourself. This is the latest iteration of the pride flag. Good job. They have added what appears to be, some have described it as a big red anus in the middle of their flag. I didn't describe it as that. Some people have described it as that. Remember when it was like, you got all the colors? You got all of them. And now you can barely even see them back there. They're back there somewhere. That rainbow's still there, I'm pretty sure. But now it's covered up by the trans pyramid, the circle thing, and now the big red anus of hookers. Yes, that's right. It is representative of hooker sexuals, and that's a thing. Hey, live your best hooker life, I suppose. But I just don't know what the group is anymore. I don't know what we're going for. I don't know what the goal is. Is hooker a sexual orientation? I mean, let your freak flags fly, I suppose. Live your best hooker life now, but is it really an orientation? Or is the flag just representative of anything that we can possibly fit on it for people to feel included? And if it is, just make it a human flag. Just make it a white flag of human. No, not white. That would be bad. I'm surprised we even got the white strip in there. That's surprising. But yes, the Umbrella Corp logo was my initial thought. I did not come up with the hooker anus. The rest of the internet did that for me. But yes, my first thought was going to be Umbrella Corp logo. And there was a time in my life where I highly contemplated getting an Umbrella Corp logo tattoo. It was long before COVID. It was long before I even got my first tattoo. There's a part of me that still thinks maybe I will, because I was a big fan of the Resident Evil games back when I gamed, back when I was that brand of dork. But now there's a part of me that if I got it, I would look down at my tattoo and I wouldn't think of the game. It wouldn't remind me of fond memories of shitting my pants alone in the dark. COVID regime, for one. And for two, hooker sexual anus puckering. Cherry red hooker sexual anus puckering. I was curious, because I've seen a lot of iterations of this flag over the last year, and so I looked into, see what I've missed. They come out with more flags, more flags than pronouns lately. It's hard. It's very hard to keep up with. Humbly and respectfully, whatever. It's very hard to follow, okay? You got to understand that when you have 51 flags that have come out over the last, 5 years, there's the progressive pride flag, the agender pride flag, the agender pride flag 9 stripes, the agender pride flag rumpus parable, which is, I didn't come up with that. That's on prideflags.org, so you know it's legit. There's the agender pride flag, agender.info. There's the aromantic pride flag, aromantic pride flag, sorry. There's the asexual pride flag, which is different somehow. There's the bear pride flag, which I don't want to know. There's the bigender pride flag. There's the bigender pride flag 7 stripe. There's the bisexual pride flag. There's the bixi pride flag. There's the demi-boy pride flag, the demi-girl pride flag, the demi-romantic pride flag, the demisexual pride flag, the doe pride flag, I don't want to know what that is either. There's the gay pride flag, the classic from 1979. You notice how that's the only one that they bothered to put a number on, because that's been around for a bit, and all the rest of these have come out as quickly as possible, as corporate media could possibly pinch them out of their bright red hooker anus. There's the gay pride flag, Philadelphia, because Philadelphia is special gay. There's the gay pride flag UK variant, the gender creative pride flag. Gender creative pride flag? I don't want to know. I don't know. I guess they do have details. Oh no. This could be an entire episode of its own. Just the learning process of this. But we won't today, because we don't have time. There's the gender fluid pride flag, the gender flux pride flag. There's the gender queer pride flag. There's the xeral pride flag. There's the ingender pride flag, which is just a white flag. Let me read that one, because that seems problematic to me. As ingenderism is about the unity of humanity rather than separate people by their differences, a white flag is used as all colors are merely part of white. That seems racist. But I wouldn't know, because I don't know. Oh, we're to the purple circle flag. What does that mean? Intersex people are born with any of several variants. Okay. Okay, so that's what the all-seeing eye one means. There's the intersex pride flag, Natalie Fox. There's the lesbian feminism pride flag, which looks like it looks like a Viking axe. So I guess they see themselves as very butch. I mean, that's what I get from that. Some sort of warrior type. Good on ya. Own it. Lesbian feminism pride flag, Labris. There's the lesbian pride flag. There's the lipstick lesbian pride flag with a kiss. There's the lipstick lesbian pride flag without a kiss. So I'm not sure how it's lipstick. I guess it's just different shades. But I noticed that there's no brown in there, and so it seems a little racist. There's the little fluid pride flag, which I don't want to know what it is. There's the Okay. Good God. Are we almost done? Or have I made my point? If you have a problem with people not understanding, it's because it feels like in your desperate attempt to be understood, you have made everything infinitely more confusing and harder to accept you as you define yourself. So, I love you. Please figure your shit out and tell me what you think, and let's have a conversation. That's all I'm saying. And that's all we're talking about on that, because I've dug my hole deep enough in that realm today. Anything in the chats? We got any fake super chats? Drop your fake super chats if you'd like me to read your fake super chats, and I will try to read them. Nah. Which color shape symbol represents groomers? I'm pretty sure that would be, I don't know, what What do teachers fly in their classrooms? I don't know. But we're going to talk about something else weird that has nothing to do with pride anything, except for maybe pride of, I don't know, architecture? Yeah, that's what we're going with. That's how we'll transition into with this. This big-ass blue tank in the middle of, I don't know, in the middle of a hotel. This, okay, so I read the headline, if I didn't make that clear. A giant aquarium bursts, causing a crash so loud that people thought it was an earthquake. A giant aquarium containing around 1,500 tropical fish burst inside a Berlin hotel complex on Friday, flooding the lobby and a nearby street and leaving 2 people injured. It is a freaking miracle that only 2 people were injured out of that. Guests said they were woken by a loud bang as the world's largest freestanding cylindrical aquarium shattered, leaving marine life flowing through the hotel entrance and out onto freezing cold streets in the busy Mitte district. I don't know how words are pronounced. Quote, "1 million liters of water and all the fish inside spilled onto the ground floor," a spokesman for the Berlin Fire Department said. One guest described seeing a parrotfish frozen dead on the ground after it was expelled from the vast container used as a centerpiece of a leisure complex housing the Radisson Blu Hotel, a museum, shops, and restaurants. There was a slight tremor of the building, and my first guess was an earthquake. German lawmaker Sandra Wieser, keeping with the emo theme, Sandra Wieser is how we're pronouncing it, who was staying at the hotel when the aquarium burst, said. The area where the aquarium once stood was now just dark and wet, she said, recalling how she saw one of those large parrotfish lying on the ground frozen. A specialist in the building at the moment testing the structure. After that, we can go in. A specialist is okay. I probably should have read the part before this, leading up to it. A fire department spokesperson told the Telegraph that the majority of fish have remained inside what's left of the structure, although they are presumed dead. All of them. Who cares if they remained inside if they're all freaking dead? Unless they were like piranhas. See, it all comes full circle. I planned all this to make sense, and it ties back into the Wednesday Addams thing. A specialist is in the building at the moment, testing the structure. After that, we can go in. Some fish from other tanks could be saved and have been taken to another aquarium. So fish from other tanks. So there's other tanks here, and they're ending it on a positive note that not every single fish in a 100-mile radius died, so it's not that big a deal. And sounds like it was maybe later in the night, since people were woken by the loud bang. That would be horrifying, but my God, can you imagine if it was slightly, like, just a couple hours difference? What the outcome could have been? Anyway. Patrick says the lesbian feminism pride flag is actually kind of cool. Yeah, you would think that, wouldn't you, Patrick? Let me find it. I wanna. Oh, the Viking one. Yep. It's pretty basic, but I mean, really, let's be honest. All of these are pretty damn basic. They're just stripes. It's like pajamas. It's like you went to a pajama store and picked out a fabric swatch. That's what this whole thing is now. Joey Tugan says, should have ended that segment with Biden saying,
Nazi fags.
I'm not sure which segment you're talking about. I'm going to assume it was the exploding fish tank. Moving on. Next thing from metro.co.uk, so you know it's legit. Speaking of big blue and fish, Avatar 2 is a thing that is happening currently. Have you guys seen this new Avatar movie? Let me know. I have not. I don't intend to. My suspicions about the movie sounds like, from what I've heard, may be false. I assumed it was going to be just as boring as the first one. And the first one was like a masterpiece in just its visual spectacle, marvel of it. The new one, I assumed it would be much harder to wow anybody with visual spectacles at this point, especially if it's the same concept as the first one that came out like 15 years ago or whatever. But there's a lot of chatter around this movie. Will it, won't it be a success? And I think it has to make like, what was it, like 1.6 billion or something? Like it was, I don't know, a number that's big enough that I stopped paying attention to what it even means anymore. But he has to make a shit ton of money. Let's leave it at that. He has to make let's say, a hooker sexual's puckered red anus worth of money. That's how I measure fiat currency, as it deserves. So this movie came out. I've heard a couple things. People have said, "Oh, it's pretty good." Okay, I'm not impressed. Oh, Muddy Butter says $2 billion. Holy shit. So, you know, they have to reap the the size of a middle-sized country, perhaps, for a shitty movie about tree love or something. And especially after, you know, what's his face? James Cameron being a shitbag over the last forever and not making anything that particularly exciting in a very long time. I did not have high hopes for this, but somebody did, because a man died following a heart attack, possibly triggered by excitement while watching Avatar 2. Now, I thought the first one was okay, and I wouldn't, like, hate to have to watch it again. I wouldn't go out of my way to watch it again. I won't go out of my way to watch this, most likely, unless somebody tells me something amazing about it that triggers me into going. But I don't... Who is the person who was so excited? Sorry, the new phone is buzzing.
Ladies and gentlemen, who is the person who is so excited that they were triggered into death from Avatar 2? Tell me you're an incel without telling me you're an incel.
I don't like that word. But you got to be real lonely to get excited at all about this movie. And it's like the saddest way I've ever heard to die. Wow. This movie is so good. This boring ass movie is so good. Okay, so an Avatar 2 fan has died after suffering what is suspected to be an excitement-induced heart attack while watching the movie. The sequel to James Cameron's blockbuster epic, officially titled Avatar: The Way of Water, was released in cinemas worldwide on Friday. It has been a long time coming for fans of the first installment, all 12 of them. I'm giving undue shit on this movie that I haven't seen. I know that fully well, and I'm probably going to end up eating those words later if my suspicions are correct, but I'm perfectly fine with that as well. A man who has been identified as Lakshmareddy Srinu. Yeah, if I had that name, I would have killed myself too. Went to watch the film at a cinema in the Kakinada district of southern something. I'm nailing these names. I'm not even sure why I'm reading them. According to local reports, that one person suffered a medical emergency and collapsed in the middle of the 3-hour movie. Maybe he died of boredom and long suffering. I don't know. He was reportedly taken to the Padapuram government hospital where he was declared dead. Is there any actual information in this stupid thing? Explaining what could have been cause, suffered the heart attack, he added because... Explaining... Wait, didn't he die? Because of stress, increase in blood pressure, like what happened in this case, arteries of the blood could have ruptured, and that can cause sudden cardiac arrest. Okay, that's just describing what happens when you have a heart attack. This may be due to a plaque rupture or something, coronaries, or triggering of arrhythmia due to excitement. These kinds of deaths do happen during exciting matches, emotional situations. Now, when I brought this fucking article up, conspiracy guy as I am, I was not in the news. I wasn't in news mode. I wasn't in conspiracy mode or anything. It didn't even cross my mind until just now. Was he vaccinated? Come on. Was he? Was he though? I didn't bring this up to say that. That wasn't my intention. I mean, the joke to me was like how sad that this guy died of excitement at a shitty movie. How much sadder that he died during his favorite movie, probably having the death probably had nothing to do with the movie. I mean, fool me once into getting a jab, shame on me. Fool me into going to see Avatar 2, I just might kill myself in the theater. Watch out. All right, any chats? Any calls? We've only got like one more thing. It's going to be a short day today. So if you want to get your call in, send your call in. But yes, very sads, says Mr. Butts. Thank you, Mr. Butts. When was his last booster? Yep, you guys were picking it up before even I did. Seth Sparky says, fake super chat, my favorite gay pride flag is the Ukrainian flag. Yeah. Hold on. Let me read that one more time. My favorite gay pride flag is the Ukrainian flag.
Nazi fags.
Muddied Waters Media says, it definitely wasn't because of the vaccine, and they are saying it's because of the excitement, because that's true. I'm telling you guys, I wasn't reading your chats. It just occurred to me. Like, it's been a long couple of weeks. It just occurred to me that, yeah, come on. Like, you could have at least had him at a good movie for this story to make any sense. Even the Star Wars sequels would have made more sense than the Avatar sequel. All right. What else do we got? Anything? Oh, we do have something that I believe Danielle sent in, and we are going to finish with that. I'm pretty sure we're going to finish with that, unless somebody calls in the middle of it, which you still can, 309-716-3818. I should probably have the ticker there on this screen, shouldn't I? There we go. There it is. Let me make sure the number's still right on there. Yep. Call in. It says leave a voicemail, but no, you can call in. 309-716-3818. We are going to do... We're going to pass the gas. We're going to find the stinger here. And then we're going to do the part that is everybody's favorite segment of every single week, whenever I do them, where you guys send in the things, and we call it the Freak of the Week.
This program was made possible by viewers like you.
Get what you deserve!
All your days are belong to us.
No one can stop us from enjoying this, so enjoy it! Stop crying!
That's right. It's the Freak of the Week, where you guys send in your submissions for the most ridiculous thing that you can come up with for the week in the news. And then I don't have to do my job as hard, which means I'll do my job more often, because it won't be as hard. And I appreciate you very much. So please send them in. Dan@tsidpod.com or any of those things scrolling down at the bottom of the screen there. You can even send it to my P.O. box. If you have a news article, it'll probably come a week late and be on the week late's episode. But you can send me just a postcard. Maybe your face is on it, and on the back it says, hey, check out this link. And then you write out the entire http website.com/ your URL. You can send it to me that way if you want to, but I wouldn't recommend it. That's not my first choice, but you can. Or Dan@tsidpod.com, or slide into my DMs on Twitter that remain open for now. Now, this comes from the from nypost.com, so you know it's legit, sent in by Danielle, I believe, if I'm remembering correctly. A man with a World War I explosive lodged in his rectum sparks bomb scare. Hospital evacuation. Now, assuming, I haven't read this yet, assuming this guy did not die, this just goes to show you can shove a bomb from World War I with World War I technology. You can shove that up your ass and still be safer than you would be if you went to see Avatar 2. Science. Anyway, the case left doctors shell-shocked. Hey, good one, NY Post. Shell-shocked. When they get cheeky, you got to read it in cheeky voice. The French hospital was partially evacuated Saturday after a senior citizen arrived with a World War I artillery shell lodged in his rectum. His big, red hooker rectum, which is something to be proud of. Puckering. Opening and closing at will. Because of your orientation. The 88-year-old patient visited hospital Sanité Musée in Toulon to have the antique explosive removed, but instead sparked a bomb scare. French publication Var Matin reported. Quote, an emergency occurred from 9 p.m. to 11:30 p.m. on Saturday evening that required the intervention of bomb disposal personnel, the evacuation of adult and pediatric emergencies, as well as the diversion of incoming emergencies, a hospital spokesperson stated. So we shut shit down. That's what that means. We had to manage the risk in a reactive framework, the rep added. When in doubt, we took all the precautions. Yeah, I would hope so. I would have just taken the guy out and kicked him in the ass. Just kicked him out the door and watched him explode. Merry Christmas, you filthy animal. Keep the change, you filthy animal. Bomb disposal experts at the scene determined there was little possibility the shell would explode inside the man. Now, if you're going to commit suicide, which I don't recommend because I'm not Canadian, but if you were going to commit suicide, this is either the best or the worst way to go. I'm not sure. I think the worst way might be Avatar 2. This might be the best way. Both very homoerotic in their own right, but, one of them at least gets the job done a little quicker, so that's nice. Stunned doctors subsequently began the process of trying to remove the object, which measured almost 8 inches. Nice. Long and more than 2 inches, not bad, wide from the man's rectum. Rectum damn near killed him. Quote, we had to manage the risk in a reactive framework, a hospital spokesperson declared. When in doubt, okay, we already read that. It's believed the pervy patient inserted the item up his anus for sexual pleasure. You think so. I would hope it's not to sneak it onto a plane. I would hope it's not to sneak it into a prison or something. What would the ulterior motive be for this other than that? Honestly. You just holding it for a friend? Quote, on apple and mango or even a can of shaving foam, we are used to finding unusual objects inserted where they shouldn't be, a doctor declared. But a shell? Never. Yeah, I would hope this is a one-time occurrence. I would hope that this is not something that we do on a regular basis. But I do still, you can't just gloss over the apple, the mango, and the can of shaving foam because I have questions about those too, but we'll move on. Medics were forced to take the elderly man into surgery, cutting open his abdomen in order to remove the relic. According to the hospital, he is now in good health and is expected to make a full recovery from the surgery. That's good. I'm glad to hear it. My biggest concern was the well-being of the man who shoved a bomb up his ass. If you're shoving bombs up your ass, is it my job to care about your well-being when you want to die? I don't know. Libertarian debate. I'm curious. Is it more libertarian to try and stop this man from shoving a bomb up his ass and saving his life because I care about him as a human? Or is it more libertarian to be like, hey, man, you do you, I guess, and I don't want to touch that because gross. And, hey, I'm just going to take about 50-yard step back and see what happens. I'm not going anywhere. I'll be here for you, mostly because I want to see what happens, but I'm going to watch what happens from over there. Now, my biggest question of all is,
why aren't the calls coming in? Where are you? Hello? Hello? This isn't a very Merry Christmas.
I don't know what I was expecting from you, schmucks. You barely comment. I certainly didn't expect you to creep out from behind your computer screen and give me the time of day of speaking with me as a human on the telephone. I'm not mad, guys. I'm just disappointed. I'm disappointed in the life choices that you've made here today. Because we're done. We're done with the news. I do want to genuinely wish you guys a happy Christmas, a happy holidays, a Merry Yarmulke or whatever that is, or the black one. A good one of those two, if you're into that sort of thing. All the things. Celebrate them the way you do, and celebrate them with family, most importantly. Because as the world ends, what do you got left? I'm at work, otherwise I would call bullshit. Bullshit. I believe you, because I've tried getting on the show a couple times lately, and I know that you work during the days at the time that I specifically do this show. So thank you for being here. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for hanging out with me for this, I don't know, emo Christmas celebration. There wasn't anything more emo about it than any other episode of this show, but that's what this show is. It's just me, and I've been labeled that, so I might as well own it and enjoy it, because, yeah, I've got my beef with Christmas. I think it's kind of shit. Like, even the whole concept of giving and receiving of gifts. If you're giving and receiving of gifts as a way to show that you are thoughtful and you were thinking about somebody and you cared about them enough to get them a gift, telling people that you have to think and care about somebody on a specific day doesn't really mean that you care about them. It's kind of like, I don't know, it's kind of like people who are like, well, Jesus would have been like pro taxes and stuff to take care, because he cared about taking care of the sick. It's like, yes, but this is the worst way to do it. You should be doing it on your own. You should be taking it upon yourself to be a generous, caring person 364 days out of the year, more so than the one day that you are obligated to go and spend money on somebody else. Maybe I'll find my song to play us out that actually talks about this a lot. We are obligated, and I don't mean to be a Scrooge here. I don't believe in Santa Claus, and I hope that your kids don't either. But we are obligated to spend money to ask somebody. You go to somebody and you ask them, what could I purchase for you at the store that would make you think that I was thinking about you? Give me a list of things that I can buy that would make you feel loved because I read the list and went out and bought it for you. It's like a grocery list at this point, a real expensive grocery list. I'm not opposed to gifts. I don't like them. I mean, I do. I don't like the reaction that is expected of me because I'm not going to give it, because that does not compute in my autistic brain. But I appreciate thoughtfulness, certainly. And if I am convinced that something is thoughtful, then I will show genuine appreciation of it. Otherwise, it's like, what am I going to get? It's more of an obligation for me to open a gift on an obligation gift giving time than it even is for me to purchase something for somebody at that time. It's not like a selfish thing. It's like, this is weird that we do this. This is something in our culture that's fucking weird, and it makes no sense. It's the least gratitude day of the year. It's like, I mean, not you. I know you're special and you're different than everybody else, and you're all gratitude and everything like that. But when you go to Walmart or you go to the store or something, and people are just carting around like shopping carts full of TVs and shit, it's like, are they doing that because they love somebody? I don't know. Yes, I'm being judgmental, and I'm not the best person to be having this conversation on my show, but it's my show. But when you're pushing around, fighting over shopping carts full of TVs in order to express love and gratitude for another individual that you honestly love and appreciate, just something is off. And I'm a capitalist. I don't have a problem with capitalism or any of that shit. Just like, though, like something is off about the whole concept. All I'm asking is that you just like, I don't know, think about the actual concept. Like if you're into the Jesus thing, focus on that. Even if you are or aren't, focus on the family, focus on the time, focus on oh shit, somebody's calling. I waited too long. One moment, please. Please hold while I find my button. System is down. You're on the air with me. What?
Hey, I just wanted to tell you something. We were looking around at some Christmas lights the other night in one of the nicer neighborhoods in my town. And
who is this?
I'm sorry?
Who is this?
This is Thomas.
Thomas? Is it the same as Tom from earlier?
No, I'm on screen as the Mornon on the chat in the chat.
Gotcha. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so we're driving around looking at Christmas lights and trying to take some pictures and some stuff just for the holidays. And we're in one of the nicer neighborhoods here in Little Rock, driving a really nice vehicle. And we come around a corner and almost run into this dude. Looks like he's walking his dogs, and it's him and his old lady, and they're dressed in like all dark clothes.
Based.
And we keep running into this UPS driver because it's just these winding neighborhoods. And the couple pulls the UPS driver to the side and tells them that we're stealing presents off of people's porches. And of course, we're not doing anything like that. We're just trying to look at the beautiful Christmas lights. It was a real bummer because we had to bail because they were saying they called the police and everything else, so we just ran out of there.
So what'd you get? What was in the packages?
No presents, just some great pictures, and we just bailed.
So you stole people's pictures? You stole their intellectual property of their lawns and their lighting?
Yeah. There was a lot of penguins. That seems to be a theme this year. But
classic.
It was kind of atrocious that we were just trying to have a good time, and we had to bail and pour our let's just say our road sodas out and throw some burning twigs out of the car and just get out of there.
Nice. So were you the ones walking in all the dark clothes, or sorry, I lost the
No,
story there.
that was the people that called the police on us. I almost hit them because they weren't paying attention to traffic, apparently.
Yeah. So were you guys driving or walking?
Yeah, we were driving through the neighborhood in a nice vehicle, a nice Infinity, and
they just came up to you and said, "We're
Infinity
calling the cops on you
convertible.
because you're sitting here."
Yeah, because they thought we couldn't possibly be doing anything innocent, like, just enjoying the holiday and the Christmas lights, but
right.
We must be stealing presents because there was also a UPS truck in the neighborhood.
Nice. I mean, I don't trust you personally, but I in the spirit of Christmas, I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. And
we had one crappy present in the trunk. It was like a I don't know, like a $17 dinosaur or something like that. There was obviously nothing in packages, but we got paranoid and decided we should bail.
Yeah, I mean, if people are being dicks, that's all you can do. Otherwise, your dog might get shot. So, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah.
Thanks for calling in, Tom.
And
I appreciate
not that other thing, because that was started by a very bad human being.
Yeah. Yeah, I bet Kris Kringle wasn't all he's cracked up to be either.
Fictional characters never are, really.
Yeah, I've seen some
St.
movies.
Nicholas was
Saw him murder a guy
Chris
once.
Wiener, they say.
Oh, did he?
All right.
Thanks for calling in, man. I appreciate it. Have a good one. And
All right. I didn't want you to be hanging, you know.
Yes, absolutely. Steal a good package for me and send it to P.O. Box 84 at Aledo, Illinois 61231. And
We'll
have a
do
good
it. Hey, do you have a Cash App?
I don't.
Shoot. Well, somebody sent me some money. I was just gonna.
I can
log it
set
out
one
to
up
you,
if you want
but-
to send it to me. That's fine. Yeah.
Sure.
Hit me
I
up.
will.
Slide into my DMs, and we'll talk.
Definitely.
Cool, man. Thank you so much.
Have a good
Talk
one.
to you later. See ya.
All right. All right. So there's that. Thank you, Thomas. I appreciate it. And I'm sorry I don't know who anybody is. Hang up, says Joey Two Guns. All right. Jeez. I did. Settle down. Plot twist. The Black Bloc folks were actually the ones stealing boxes. Yeah, there was a part of me that was like, they're going around stealing boxes and they want you to leave, and they're going up to people saying, we call the cops on you because it seems like you're stealing boxes. But hey, in the spirit of giving, I don't know how to finish that sentence. Fuck those people if they were stealing boxes. And you, Thomas, get your shit together. That's all. All right, guys. Let's see. I was gonna play the one of my Christmas songs to get us out of here in a good spirit mood. And no, because Daniel works really hard at not making money. Do it, do it, do it. Sorry, I'm reading these backwards. Any other peeping toms wanting to call? I don't know what that means. All right. No, peeping toms are not welcome to call. No pedos, no peeping toms, and no Chinese children. I don't know. It's just a thing, a weird thing that I have. It's not racist. It's just about, like, skin color. Just kidding. It's a joke, y'all. All right. Merry Christmas. I'm going to leave you with this. We'll hang out and watch it. And if somebody wants to call in the meantime, feel free, because I don't have like a hard out here or an agenda or anything. We're just hanging out, and seems like a good way to wrap it up. Merry Christmas. Happy all the things. Be with your family. Be a decent person. Question everything. Stay uncomfortable. And drink some eggnog. All right.
No one's going down the chimney this year. Fewer presents than severely last year. No ho-ho and no one that's roasting and no tear. Scuffing up the shingles, stinking up the town on air. Burn the stockings and put up the Yule logs. Tell your children the truth about Santa Claus. More importantly, just shut down all the malls. Wake me up when everyone is merrily appalled. 'Cause I'm taking a holiday from the jolly days. This holiday season, this Christmas Eve will be committing commercial treason. I don't need a reason, I'm just so sick of it all. All the boys need the toys to be happy, happy. Tell me what's the point? Get away from it all the girls need the next new thing to think they got anything at all. So call me a sadist, I'm just out of patience for this generation, making everything about what it's not. So fa la la la, leave me alone while I power shopping. It's so ridiculous down out is checked out. Shit for non-stop shopping sprees. Gimme. I want everything I see and gotta get it right. Now we actually take the time to try to think of things for someone else to bias to make us feel like what's not intended. I don't mean to be a downer, but you're also freaking high. You gotta leave me with the choice in the matter, and that's why I'm taking a holiday from the jolly days. This holiday season, this Christmas Eve, will be committing commercial treason. I don't need a reason. I'm just so sick of it all the boys need the toys to be happy. Tell me what's the point? Get away from it all the girls need the next new thing to think they got anything at all. So call me a sadist, I'm just out of patience for this generation, making everything about what it's not. So fa la la la, leave me alone while I power shopping I'm just so sick of it all the boys need the toys to be happy. Tell me what's the point? Get away from it all the girls need the next new thing to think they got anything at all. So call me a sadist, I'm just out of patience for this generation, making everything about what it's not. So fa la la la, leave me alone while I power shopping.
All right, y'all, that's that. Hope you liked it. Hope you loved it. That's an old one. Oldie but a goodie. That came about 7 years ago. It's been a while since I put out some new music. Some of y'all have been asking. I'm going to be putting out a whole shit ton of new music in the coming year. So stay tuned. I assure you, this is the year. I've got more. It's all backed up and ready to spill out, and I've got at least 2 full-length albums with 2 different projects and something else completely that already started working on. So lots of new things in the coming year, lots of changes, and it's going to keep getting bigger and better and more beautiful. So please continue to support. Patreon.com/thesystemIsDown. No after party today because it's just hangout time. It's hangout time. We're on vacation, and this is my vacation, hanging out with you. We'll be back next week at the very latest on Wednesday. I think we might do the Downey Awards again. It's been a couple years since we've done that, recapping the best of the year, and who knows, maybe it'll be another call-in show. Thank you for calling in. Thank you for being here. Thank you for supporting. Thank you for a wonderful year. You guys are awesome, and I do love you. Please have a good one. I'm a cynical asshole, but I do genuinely mean it. Go out, be with your family, and have a good time. Love them, and do it in the best way you know how. Until next time, until the end of the year, ladies and gentlemen, question everything, stay uncomfortable, and Merry Christmas. Bye-bye.
Welcome to the system, everyone's a victim. Doesn't matter if you're black or white, it hates you all. Parents of the system, violence is a symptom. Fighting for what's right, but somehow everyone is wrong.
Dun, 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 dun.
Hey guys, thanks for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe on your way out and help us change the world one uncomfortable conversation at a time. And if you like what you hear and you want to hear more, go join the Downers Club at patreon.com/thesystemsdown for bonus episodes of the show every single week. Until next time, please continue to question everything, stay uncomfortable, and I'll talk to you then. Thanks.
This has been a Goulash Media production. goulashmedia.net.
This concludes our broadcast day. Click.